Meg. You're watching the Student Music Network, and we're at Green Man Festival. We are going to show you the best bits.
Sandy Alex G, hit me up. Come on, let's make something beautiful.
The weirdest bits.
The urinal cakes were delicious as well. They were good.
It's the most Green Man-esque things this weekend.
Compost toilets are the best.
Yeah.
I love them so much.
That is going to be so much fun. Check it out.
You'll get down. You're never running from this town. And I think you said you'll never get anything better than this. 'Cause you're going round in circles. And everyone knows your trouble.
How are you?
Hello, Meg. I'm very well, thank you.
How does it feel to be here at Green Man on the opening Thursday? I think the first Thursday, it's probably never done Thursdays before. This is like opening on Thursday.
Wow, well, it's a first time for everything, and it's good to be a part of that.
How would you like describe yourselves as a band? How would you? And it's like always one of those questions, isn't it?
No, I'm still I'm still working that out. But I think something that we've recently sort of started talking about is the fact that we didn't even really realise how much family it sort of describes our band, because not only are we brother and sister, but, we like to think the rest of the band are family, and also, the band's named after our mum. But sound-wise, I would say like dynamic, textural, alternative rock and roll.
We love that. And I've got a sibling. I've got a twin. How does it?
Oh, are you identical?
Non-identical, but we're twins. I feel like, and also siblings who do a lot together. Have not similarities, but what would you say you and your brother are like together when you like sort of like make music?
When we make music,
Yeah.
my brother's called Jack. When we make music, we're blood, and we've been doing this together for like a decade. So, sometimes, a lot of the time, we don't have to explain what's happening, and I sometimes feel like we're telepathic in a way, and we'll just naturally, say if we're occasionally we don't tend to write together, but when we occasionally write together, we'll sometimes we'll naturally gravitate towards something without having to explain it to each other.
What artists off this lineup would you love to collaborate with the most?
Definitely Alex G.
Shout out. I mean, if you're listening, if watching.
Sandy Alex G, hit me up. Come on, let's make something beautiful. Come on, you and me.
Saying that, festival season for you has been quite hectic. You've been doing a lot.
Yeah, festival season and everything in between. So obviously been doing our own stuff, driving all around Europe and UK and stuff. But yesterday got back from America. We toured with a band called Holy Fuck around the East Coast, and then tomorrow we're going on tour with Bright Eyes for like 2.5 weeks. So it's a busy time, and I definitely miss making a meal in my kitchen.
And my final question is, what song do you love performing the most on your set? And that's probably really hard. You probably love them all, but which one do you think is going to really pop off? Which one do you think you're going to love to perform?
We've got a couple of new ones. I'm really excited to play those just because it feels fresh. Some of the songs we've been playing for like 5-6 years, but probably Gnawbone, which is, the bit of a bomb that goes off. Nice krautrocky long tune.
And what's next for you guys with like music releases and stuff?
We are going to be making a new record later on in the year. So expect some singles for that coming out next year. But yeah, excited to sort of have a little bit of time at home because we've just been touring our tits off.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you so much, and
No
enjoy
worries.
the
Thanks,
festival.
Meg.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Who are you most excited to see this weekend?
Psychedelic porn Crumpets.
So we're going now.
We're about to see them now. We're so excited.
How does it feel to be in this lovely mountainous area in Wales?
It is the most peaceful place I've ever been, and then going and do something as weird as that and getting all your energy out. It feels like it's wrong, but it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like we're not blessed to be here, but it's good. It's fun.
It feels so wholesome here, I think. You've been on tour, I think, haven't you?
We have. We did. So we started in Australia, and then we came over, did Europe. We did a couple of festivals. We went to this place called Pulp Festival in the middle of like the Swiss Alps, and it was unbelievable.
Amazing.
So, and it was literally we like going up the hill, and we just thought the bus was gonna like go off the side of the cliff. So we were just like, oh my god. Well, it's not a bus, it's a van. It's a very small van. I was trying to make myself feel bigger.
Okay, so tell me more about this bassist who is now the bassist.
Yeah.
Your surprise bassist.
Our
Tell me how
surprise
this all came to be.
So poor old Billy didn't get his visa accepted into the UK or Europe, so he is at home at the moment, which is really sad. Like, we're without a member, and so we almost had to cancel everything. And then we did a tour with Nothing But Thieves about this is probably like 3 years ago around Australia, and they messaged us and they were like, well, we know the perfect bloke, like you should get Jamie, and he plays in a band called Airways, and he learned the set in 3 days, and one of the days he was at Truckfest, literally backstage in a green room like this, just like learning all the tunes. And he's just like, well, he doesn't even like the music, he's just doing it, so nah, I think he does.
There were a lot of crowd surfers. Do you think you can like think of a number? How many do you think there were in the crowd today?
Oh my God, I don't know. We've had this weird thing where it was like you get people rowing now. It started in Utrecht, and
I think I know the band that started that.
Yeah, and apparently there's a thing, and they were like, so everyone was just rowing, and then all of a sudden it's just become this thing around like porn crumpet shows, which is like, I don't know, it's kind of interesting. At least they're all enjoying themselves.
So last time we actually spoke was just before Shy of the Sunlight Mound came out.
Yeah.
New album, Night Names. Tell me all about it.
All right, so that was a COVID sort of like, I suppose it was more like your darker thoughts in COVID. There was the Shiger one that kind of came out, and it was like a nice reflection of time beforehand. And I think when it was like hit the second year, when it was, you didn't really feel like we were going to come out of it. And it was kind of weird. And I suppose everyone was doing a COVID record, so it's not like we didn't want it to be like, here we are like stuck inside or blah blah blah. It was more like just a deep thought of like what's going on, like, and life like this felt so distant and far away. So I think that sort of point to be able to reference like just going to a different country or going to a different pub or not being locked down inside just was on everyone's mind. So it was almost like a test to be like, how do we think outside the box without any inspiration? Do you know what I mean? You were kind of going back on bits rather than having experience. And I know a lot of our writing is from experience, so it was a different way of looking at writing a song. And now I've got like, I know from even just like the couple of weeks we've been here, and we've got another 2.5 months to go, like you can already feel like, all right, like this is life again. It was like we were just hibernating, and then but
so what inspires you now? So if that, you know, the pandemic and being in lockdown sort of inspired that music, what's inspiring, if you've got any more stuff that you're writing at the moment, what's coming out with that? If you are writing anything,
I tell you, I haven't listened to a song in like 6 months, which has been weird. It's like, I think I go and see bands and I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting, but I suppose there's a point where it's like music itself becomes less inspiring, if that makes sense. So it's other things. It's like going here, driving into like Brecon, and then being like country roads that you don't get in Australia, and going around bits and pieces, and a lot of it's really beautiful. And then you get these other areas where it's like raucous, like Hamburg or like Berlin, and you're out doing whatever till 3 a.m, and you got like trying to find all different craft beers and whatever, and people putting shit in your hand, and so it's like I don't know, I find that itself, or the way of traveling, is that energy you kind of get, and you don't really have a memory, you kind of get a feeling of it. So it's trying to paint that feeling into a song, which is, oh, that sounds like such a wanky artist thing to say.
No, but it's true. Like,
yeah.
It's life experience, Meg. That's
Yeah.
Life experience. No, there is craft beer here. Do you know? It's a craft.
Is this
No, but it's like a craft beer area.
Oh, that's one. So I walked past it and thought they were. It was a backpack tent, and so I was like, "Why are they selling backpacks? Like, there's so many backpacks."
Oh, like all the casks.
Yeah. And they just got like, I don't know, in Australia we call it like a beer koozie, so it's like something that goes around the keg. But
and you thought it was a rucksack. Really
I did. I was like, man, they're really pushing rucksacks.
Yeah. Have you guys got any sort of rituals you do before you go on stage?
A couple of beers, maybe a little yarn. I don't know. I think getting out the tour van usually helps, stretching your legs, like. I think at a festival, trying to like walk around and get a grasp of where you're at usually helps. Because if you're just going from green room to like stage, it's so, there's like that daunting emotion where you just like, you could be it's like the world kind of revolves around you, which is weird.
Yeah.
Like you're almost in like a slideshow where you stay and do the same thing, but everything else kind of change. If that makes sense.
I
So
feel like that, yeah.
yeah. So you want to be the opposite, where you're like you know where you are, and you haven't just been at an event and like looking at everyone enjoy their lives while you're just in the window going.
Well, I can't wait to hear the track Green Man 2022.
That's it, yeah. It's coming up.
What's the weirdest thing you'd ask for on a rider?
Weirdest thing. Well, actually, so Jack's got a kid. I was like, a human-sized pram, like, or an adult-sized pram would be exceptional.
What band or artist would you guys like to collab with most who are on the lineup for Green Man Festival?
For this, Beach House for sure.
Yeah.
I've been listening to Beach House for years, and everything they do, so they've got like a very easy way of being able to write minimal music but make it large, and that's such a talent. Like, I know, we absolutely ram everything. We're like a horrible American pizza where it's like, stack as much as you can on it, but then you got the Italian style and it's like, no, you need 2 ingredients.
And before we go, have you ever tried a Welsh cake?
I haven't. What's a Welsh cake?
Oh my god, I have to describe it to you because your mind's gonna be blown.
Okay.
So a Welsh cake is like, it's like a scone and shortbread sort of had
All
a
right, I'm into
baby,
it.
and it's got like raisins. I'm trying to find one at this festival. I'm yet to find one. This is why I'm asking everyone. I was like, have you had one yet?
Have you found
Have
it?
you found the Welsh
Yeah.
cakes? But while you're in Wales, I do have to say, do try a Welsh cake.
I will try. The urinal cakes were delicious as well. They were good. Those little blue ones, yeah. Had a couple of them.
Yeah, they're definitely like that. If
Yeah.
you go around and be like, has anyone seen one in the urinals?
Urinal cakes like that. These are great.
Alligator snap me up again, giant transfer crawling down my leg. Couldn't get any better. The story is perfectly sound.
Hi Katy, how are you? How are you enjoying the festival?
Hello, I'm good. I'm just so happy to be back at Green Man. I love it so much. And I think it attracts really lovely, kind, friendly people. We're surrounded by mountains. We're in beautiful Wales, and it's just really nice to be here, and I think it always attracts such a lovely scene of people.
Second album. How does it feel for it to be finally be out and about in the world?
It feels great. I think second albums are a challenge and scary, but once they're out, you can relax, and I think I'm just getting better at realising that everybody at work, you just got to make it. As long as you like it, that's all that matters, and just get on with it, really.
I want to know who your influences are though, because I feel like it's quite a blend like in your sound. So who would you say that you take influence from when you write?
Well, I have to say for this record, I mean, I was late to all these interviews because I just queued up to meet Vashti Bunyan. She just did a talk at the Babbling Tongues, and she was definitely a big inspiration for me for more of the stripped back songs on the new records. I think her sound is really unique, and I think the close micness of her singing and the way it was produced. So like Vashti Bunyan, definitely Kate Bush. I was really inspired by Joanna Newsom when I was younger. But then like Arcade Fire, Kate Le Bon, you know.
She's playing.
Yeah, I can't wait to see her. I'm so excited.
What can you not come to festival without?
I have to bring Lucozades because even if I don't even drink that much, I just like need that like glucose. What else? Now I'm getting older. Like when I was like 18, 19, 20, I sleep like with no sleeping mat, and now because I come and perform and I might do a few festivals a weekend, definitely bring an airbeds. I bring like my lavender essential oil so I sleep well. I bring wet wipes. I bring cozy pajama stuff. Yeah,
Amazing.
just like I want to just be comfy,
Yeah.
because I think if I was just like here just to like party, I would like bring none of these things, but because I got to perform, I'm like I want to make sure that I feel good.
I think my mattress is already like deflated.
No,
It's new.
it's so heartbreaking when that
that's
happens.
I know. I woke up this morning and I was like, this doesn't feel right.
No, you want to be firm.
Yeah.
Firm mattress.
I love the track Alligator. It's one of my favourite songs
Thank
of your new
you.
album. Can you tell me a little bit more about that track?
Yeah, it was written with Dan Carey at his studio in London, and on the day that I wrote it, I was having an absolute rubbish day, and like I had this Eon bill come through that was like £500, and I was really short of money, and I was feeling really stressed and existential about my life, and went into the studio, like burst into tears with Dan, and he was like, oh my god, and then calm down, and then we were like 3 days into writing, and then Alligator just was born. And at the first I was like kind of worried that it was a bit too jangly and post-punky, but then the chorus kind of came into fruition and felt like a really me chorus. It felt like it went from this kind of jangly verse to something that was very anthemic, which is what I do. So it was kind of nice that came out. But yeah, I'm really happy with that song, and I love playing it live.
It's my walking song at the moment.
Oh,
If I'm,
nice.
like,
It's a
going
good
so-
one.
It feels like you just just going somewhere. Well, have the most amazing time at Green Man,
Thank you.
and good luck with your set tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
What's the best thing about Green Man Festival?
I think it's the people. It's just such a nice vibe. It's like really family friendly during the day. It's really positive. It's really, really nice. And then when it gets to night time, it kind of goes a bit more sort of like fun.
Lean into the decline. Gonna lose our minds. Sit back and make some wine. Gonna lose our minds. No doubt sacrifice. Gonna lose our minds. I'll fuck you up in time. Gonna lose our minds.
Hi, I'm with two members of Porij. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Hello, I'm James.
I'm Nathan.
And it's Saturday so far. It's halfway through the festival. How's it been so far for you guys?
It's my 5th time.
Oh my gosh, how would
Yeah.
you describe it over the years?
It's great. It's like it's fully escapism. Like I prioritize this over any other thing in my life. Like it's in my diary every year. I'm always here. It's like it's such a special place to exist and just like bob around, meet people, see like great music. It's like the best in the world, in my opinion. But I'm quite biased.
And what's one thing that you couldn't not bring to Green Man? What's like the one on your festival tick list that you have to bring with you? Couldn't survive
Like,
festival
what
without
survival item?
it. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go really basic. It's bog roll, isn't it?
Yeah.
You gotta have bog roll, don't you?
Hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the
hand
go-to. It
sanitizer.
runs out in the toilet after like about a day.
Yeah, and you've got to keep that hygiene. You got to stay clean.
But I do have to say, at this festival, these might be the best festival toilets I've ever witnessed.
Compost toilets are the best.
Yeah.
I love them so much.
So you did a DJ set last night. Can you tell me a bit about it?
Yeah, we did it in Round the Twist. Yeah, it was great fun. We got asked to do it quite last minute, so we were like, yeah, why not? Let's play some garage, have some people dancing. It's just a fun thing to do with the DJ sets because it lets us kind of show our interest in like dance music and just like serve a crowd in a way that isn't as performing based as being in a band. It's much nicer to be able to just like read a room and go, I wonder what garage banger they'd like next.
As the other two aren't here, you can tell me what are your favourite ones to play in a set?
Ooh.
I at the minute I'm really enjoying figure skating quite a lot because it's pure drum and bass, and as a drummer, it's quite satisfying playing those sort of like hyper fast drum and bass grooves.
For me, maybe at the moment, Lose Our Minds is the most fun at the moment. It changes because we keep them all in rotation, but I really like doing Lose Our Minds because it's nice playing just a big heavy UK garage song. There's something really satisfying about it when you manage to get when you get the groove locked in and people enjoy it.
Have you guys ever tried a Welsh cake?
This morning.
Oh my gosh, can you please describe it to me?
So, quite dry. So every time I've had Welsh cakes before, it's with butter, but I'm not sure if that's like a
I've never had one with butter.
controversial. Like, I'm not sure if it's like a purism thing or like.
Is it a cream thing?
Maybe it should be cream. I don't know. But I love a Welsh cake. I spent a lot of time in Wales. My brother lived in North Wales for like 5 years, so I spent a lot of time in Wales, and Welsh cakes are like tea and Welsh cakes. There's no better.
Because I'm basically trying to find. I'm asking everyone this because I want to find a store that sells them because I really do want one this weekend. That's what's gonna happen. What's next up for you guys? What have you got going on?
Okay, so tomorrow we're playing another festival in Wales called True Fest. Then we've got Connect Festival up in Edinburgh, and then on the same day another festival called Glaston Ferret.
That's cool.
Yeah, they've got a venue called the Ferret, so they were like, well, let's put a festival on the venue and call it Glaston Ferret, which I respect.
Real. And thank you so much. And I'll watch your set later. Where is it?
Rising Stage.
Rising Stage. We'll be there.
10:30.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Be there.
I am Will from Keg, and
You're watching the Studio Music Network.
watching.
What would you say the best thing is about Green Man Festival?
I think the preparedness. No, actually, there's a lot of things I actually do really genuinely like about Green Man Fest. It's like a lot more chilled than any other festival I've gone to. Like you get strip searched, like you get like fucking pestered. Like everyone's just your worst enemy. Like all the staff are just angry. Whereas here it's very chilled out. It's like you can just ease into anything. You don't get told off for doing anything. Not that I do anything naughty.
You released your latest single, NPC. If you were,
Have you listened to it?
I have. I really
How
wanted
does
to
it go,
interview.
like?
Oh, don't be like that. I was gonna say, if you were an NPC, what video game? What game would it be if you had to choose one?
I think it was probably Skyrim. I don't write any of the lyrics, but I'm pretty sure it'd have been something like Skyrim because there's some really funny like something about the game that like a lot of like not poorly made games, but like 'cause Skyrim's like a AAA game,
Yeah.
you know, like top class, but like 10 years ago, you know, and you know, there's something funny about watching the kind of characters in that world who are just like waltzing around. Sorry, I've got a phone
That's
call.
all right. No worries.
No.
Daddy, I want an Itsu, Daddy.
I think you guys are such an exciting band, and all my friends rave about you in Nottingham, and I'm really annoyed that I missed you at Dot to Dot Festival.
Bodega Room.
Yeah, Bodega.
There we go.
So good, so good.
Remember that name?
Yeah, everyone was like, Meg, why aren't you at Keg? And I was like, I want to be.
You actually know who we are?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Sorry, because sometimes you get these interviews and they
Oh,
go, like,
no.
they go like ask you all the normal questions.
Yeah.
And they don't even know anything about
No,
you.
I played you on my radio show. When I used to have it.
Really?
It's like student radio. Yeah.
Oh.
About anything to do with Keg that's happening soon?
Oh, yes. Okay, there's a UK tour. Might even be going to Nottingham, you know. Maybe Sheffield. You know, my preferred area of the UK. Nottingham's in Yorkshire, isn't it? Where
It's
the
in
fuck's
the
Nottingham?
Midlands.
Midlands, yeah.
Yeah, it's just very mid.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Eli.
Hi,
How
Meg.
have you been this weekend? Have you enjoyed Green Man so far?
I've loved it. It's we got here yesterday, and I think we're actually leaving today. So it's been we're
Oh.
getting a little short
Yeah.
taste of it, but it's been a beautiful sensory overload.
And you
Yeah.
played at the Wall Garden. Sunday, I mean, some people were probably quite hungover, but like, how was the set?
We could
How did it go
relate.
down?
No, it was great. I mean, it's kind of it's such a cool vibe being we were playing first, and that you get the opportunity to, you know, set the mood. And so we were grateful to do that. A bunch of people showed up. We were all we could all relate through our lethargic morning feel.
But as we are the Student Music Network, you create a lot of your music being a student in Liverpool.
Yeah.
How did it feel meeting Paul McCartney when you graduated?
Oh, that was crazy. So that only happened a couple weeks ago because
Yeah.
our graduation was postponed a couple of years because of COVID, and it was insane. I rehearsed like whatever I was gonna say to him in my quick 10 seconds,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then when I met him, it just all went static and blank. So I don't know what I said.
It was a blur.
Yeah, it was a total. I think I called him mate. I think I was like, "Cheers, mate, for everything, for me." Something terrible.
So how do you feel like being a student and making music? What was that like at the time in Liverpool? What's the scene like over there?
It was just exciting. Like No Destination recorded when I was in uni. A lot of the stuff. And yeah, like I lived in a flat with my drummer who I play with, who's James Kerr. He's a very talented musician as well. So we were recording loads. He had his drum kit set up. And yeah, it was just exciting. Everyone around was doing their own thing, and Liverpool provided a lovely, kind of manageable, cozy environment to do that in.
What would be the weirdest thing you'd ask for on a rider?
Ooh, well, you know what? It's kind of what I keep seeing people with like Bloody Marys,
Yeah.
and I really want one, but I want like a virgin Bloody Mary right now, just like the nice iced
Ooh.
tomato juice, kind of spicy.
Yeah.
That's like my airplane drink. It's really weird.
There is a Bloody Mary stall.
So that's what I'm after this. I'm
Are you
probably
gonna
gonna
go
ask for like a virgin Bloody Mary,
Oh.
which is kind of weird. So I might ask for that.
I love a Bloody Mary.
There
They
we
are
go.
a great drink. So what do you love so much about the festival? So I've heard you've not really been to festivals before.
No, not really. Boardmasters, which we played a couple days ago, that was kind of my first festival I'd ever been at, and that was crazy. And so this is like a beautiful.
Yeah.
Like,
you need to. You've been
that
to
warmed me
very.
up for this.
You've been to two very calm, tranquil, I think, festivals. Maybe the next one.
Calm
for you,
and tranquil,
well,
really?
No, well, not. Well, I think so. You need to go to like Reading and Leeds.
actors.
Go to Reading and Leeds and then see how you feel about those festivals.
Those are intense.
They are quite intense festivals. What's next for you? What's up? What's
What's
going
up?
on in the world of Eli Smart?
So we have a load of tunes written and recorded that we're going to be releasing over the next forever. But initially there'll be a couple of EPs coming out,
Mhm.
and then a record in the new year.
Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thank you, Meg.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Bye.
I am right here.
I am right here, I am managing. These are the days that the other days span. Don't bother me, don't understand. Don't follow me into the sand. Don't wallow in bed until air becomes solid. You were all presents and I was all plans. But these are the days when I felt the day rise in my body and I took them in hand. These are the days when I feel the day rise in my body and I take them in hand.
Raise it, raise it, raise it, raise it, raise it. Keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it. Have a beautiful weekend.
I don't have the words that Kay does, but they had all the words and more that was needed, and I felt like I've just witnessed something so special. The command of the crowd, the truth that just spills from their mouth, the words that we all need to hear. It caused a lump in my throat, and I turned around in the last song and there was not a dry eye in the crowd, and they are so special as an artist. And I feel like they will never run out of the right words to say. Everything's so intricate and so real and so informing, but beautiful. And you're able to dance 1 minute and feel proud, and then you'll be able to cry 1 minute, and then you'll be able to realise that yes, this country is ruined and everything about it, especially in Europe, is lost. Everyone felt that way, and then they come together and talking about love and just being drugged up and not being able to cope and everything. It was just so special, and I don't think I'm going to witness anything like it again. And I feel like there are days when you go and see bands and you go and see things, and it's fun and it's exciting, and the band are cool and they're wearing great clothes and they've got cool guitars and they've got great riffs, but Kay goes further than that, and it really touches people's hearts. And to be able to stand there proudly and confidently commanding a crowd, one of the biggest, if not only one of the non-binary artists out there, trans masc, who are so confidently themselves and being there, it just feels so beautiful. And I feel very lucky to have witnessed that. Yeah.
You know I love you so bad. I don't believe in love. You know I love you so bad. So bad. You know I love you so bad. Like the kid in the back of the classroom who can't do the math 'cause he can't see the blackboard. So bad.